This is take two. I don't know what happened to the other one. It just suddenly disappeared. So this will be Module 12, and it is now the point where we're beginning to talk about pulling this all together and finding out more about what's happening in the world and in the school with diversity. And this is where you're going to get part of it here, part of it in the next module as well. We only have the three modules to go. This one, 13 and 14, is the final exams. So, and they're not exams like you traditionally think of examinations, but you will be required to show me what you learned in this past semester that we've been working here. We're going to explore the need to teach with the diversity in mind. Some of you have been making comments about that as you've done your observation and seeing what has the teacher done to accommodate those children with special needs or that are not English speaking. And so this is where we're going to put some things together. But like the history lesson, you have to know a little bit what's going on out there. Is there still discrimination? The Civil Rights Act is over and done with, and we need to find out more about what's happening along those lines. Oh, excuse me. I'm taking you to a site called Southern Poverty Law in this particular module. You may have heard that before because that's where the movie The Children's March comes from. You too will be able to own your very own copy of the Children's March. After you get to be teaching, you can go back in and have it sent to you. They have some very nice resources there. We're going to explore those resources next in Module 13 a little bit more, so don't get carried too far away with this particular module. In the first assignment, you're going to check your understanding of the topics that we've already studied. There are some questions there to be asked. And in the second part of it, the next one, the purpose is going to be to explore the understandings that we've gained from Southern Poverty Law. I want you to know what Southern Poverty Law is all about, how it was formed. There's an area in there that it talks about the hate map. You can look at some of the current issues that they're involved in. And basically, that's what I'd like you to comment on in that second assignment. The third one, we're going to be looking at, we're also going to be looking at the Teaching Tolerance magazine, and we're going to explore some of that. You may do that in assignment 2 as well, is look at the current issue of Teaching Tolerance magazine and become familiar with several of those articles that are there. In the next one, we're going to look at a back issue. We're going to go back to the one that was labeled there. I think it's 2009, and you can find that. The directions are in the online content. And then you're going to look at some specific things in that particular issue. One of them will be how to get parents involved in the classroom, because that's very important when you've got diverse populations that you have those parents involved in your classroom. And then the next one, we're going to see what kind of strategies should be used in the classrooms to get the students actively involved. And that's one called what can a student teach you about the classroom? Kind of an interesting comment that was made. And let's see, the next one, the purpose is to reflect on the information presented in the website and the magazine that can be used to influence what you will do in your classroom. So those directions are all in the online part of this. I'm ad-libbing now, so unfortunately that's not a good thing. One thing I skipped on my way through or ad-libbing is that I didn't read you the objectives. Well, you'd think I have had a busy day today, but really, the objectives for Module 12. Now this is sort of where we're pulling it all together. Discuss and apply reflective practices to determine how one's personal value system, attributes, stereotypes, and prejudices may influence the teaching and learning environment for teachers and students. Evaluate diversity in the classroom. You've been doing that. Identify techniques for involving culturally diverse families in the educational process of their children. Observe and evaluate developmentally appropriate and culturally responsive teaching in schools or settings. Again, this is all what you've been doing in your observations as well. Plus, we're going to be getting a little more into that here. Describe how culture, family, gender, socioeconomic status, religion, language of origin, ethnicity, and age can exert influence upon the educational experience. And those are the topics that we covered. There is a reminder there that the final set of observations will be due on December the 1st, and that's not too far away when you stop to think about it. So I want you to finish it up. Those of you that are really far behind, I hope that you will make it by the end. And I'm not happy to get off 15 hours on the last day. Um, that's just not kosher because that's why I've spread them out to make it easier for you and not harder on me. So all of this work needs to be in by November 15th, 2013 at midnight. 2013 at midnight. Not on a good day. Anyway, hopefully this one will work and that we will get this one up and running and you'll be able to see it tomorrow sometime. So good luck and we'll talk to you again.